and I'm going to show you some problems I found last night. When I got set up, I was fully expecting. The thing haven't been lived in 5 years or used in 5 years. So I was fully expecting to find some things, some problems, as the first time staying in it. And I wanted to stay in it. Or I really wanted to stay in it by myself, which I am by myself, for at least a night or a couple nights to try to figure out what needs to be done, what's working, what's not working before we take it out with the family. So I'm going to show you some problems. All right. So we got here last night, or I got set up and got the power hooked up last night. Oh, what did I do with my coffee cup? Over on my truck. Got the power set up last night. Got it. It's not leveled by no means. Hooked up the water. Hooked up the power. Let the water run for just a couple minutes as I was in here looking around this panel on the backside, usually where we find a lot of leaks at, and found one little leak that was just a fitting that was I just was able to tighten it down real quick, and then I hear some water dripping underneath the camper over there, and so I thought, well, it's a low drain point, because every time I winterize a camper, there's low drain points on a camper. I'll winterize it, and then I'll open up those low drain points and let it all drain. So go over there, and no, sir, it's leaking out of the slide out. Well, long story short, inside of underneath the kitchen sink, there was a spin-on like cartridge water filter, and well, it was broken off, and water was just pouring out. I mean, there's water everywhere, and so I was able to get that fixed. I turned on the propane last night, and after a couple minutes, I smelled a really, really bad propane leak, and so I ended up turning it off. But I'll show you what I did find as well. I haven't dug into the propane leak this morning, but the regulator's leaking right here a little bit, and then somewhere on the other side there is some propane pouring out of it somewhere. So I'm not quite sure. I hadn't dug into that. Went to Walmart last night. It's got lights all over the outside of this thing that lights up pretty stinking good. I may see if I can change those out to LEDs, make them even brighter. But we'll see how it works. Went to Walmart last night. Come back and everything is pitch black. There's no lights on inside the camper, no lights on the outside of the camper. Go in the camper, and I still have 120 volts as far as on my microwave, but there is nothing else. No 12 volt, and so no AC, nothing. And so the AC is the thermostat's run off 12 volt. So I go inside and start trying to diagnose the issue. Breaker's good on the outside out here. First thing I went to. All the breakers are turned on the inside. There's no fuses that are popped that I can see. So I start, going through the process there, trying to figure out process of elimination. I thought, all right, with the converter, it's obviously not working. It's we're getting 120 in the camper, but the converter's not converting everything 12 volts. Check my voltage on my batteries. My battery's only like 4 volts. I think one of the batteries is bad. And so I start looking around. I can't hear the converter running, and I can't find the converter. Well, I get to digging in underneath the basement area over here, and way up underneath it, I found the converter, and it was unplugged. So as soon as I plugged that converter in, it was ready to go. It was all working like it should. Here's some things we're gonna want to do on the camper here. As you can see right there, there's a trim piece missing, and so on the other side, I think the the skirt there is loose. And so we're going to fix a lot of the little things like that. Try to get it back to original as possible. Fix the all the seals that are bad. Yeah, it looks like probably all of them are bad, need to be replaced. I'll probably end up putting a leveling system on this thing, a real leveling system instead of the just the stabilizers in the back. It's way too big of a camper just to only have the stabilizers in the back. Way too big of a camper for that. It's shaking around pretty good with just me in there. So I like to do that. I do have some stabilizers for the front that connect the front up there to the frame of the camper, like the triangle things. I forget what they're called. I'm also, as soon as I get back to Georgia here in a couple days, well, probably not as soon as I get back, I'll repack all of the bearings on all of the axles there and do that. And probably one of the first things I'll do is put some shocks, a shock system on here, as it has no shocks currently. Well, usually campers do not have shocks, but it bounces pretty good. I mean, it's just a leaf spring. There's a lot of weight on it. So I want to put some shocks on it. It'll save the tires. It'll save stuff inside of the camper. Probably end up replacing this skirted piece here that's broken. And just cleaning it up. I'll probably end up waxing it pretty good. Like this caulk right here. Well, it's just smeared all over the side of the camper. I'm not sure what I can do about that fiberglass cracking. So there you go, folks. We are, you might see me drive back home here in the next couple of days with it. Just see how everything goes. I'll be here in Pilot Mountain, North Carolina for the next couple of days with it. And I'm going to try to fix a couple things on it today. Try to find the propane leak on it. Also, you've probably seen that the water heater's leaking on it. Just the anode rod. I put the anode rod in last night without any Teflon tape or anything on it, so it's leaking a little bit. Well, it's Monday morning. For those of you who don't know, we lived in a camper for two and a half years or so, maybe 3 years, I can't remember, 2.5 years, while we were on deputation. And it never failed. It never failed. Anytime we were going to move the camper, it was raining. Move day was rain day. I guess you got the view from the bunk bed, so we'll see how that works out. we got somewhat cleaned out. I don't know if I told y'all or not already. Even after I got the hitch piece fixed, which was this capture plate, I literally just bolts on here. It's got some spacers. And the whole ordeal is having this, I know it's kind of blurry, but square piece that lines up in the neck right in there, and it, as the camper turns, it turns that as well. That's what I was missing. But even after that, the hitch was, anytime you hit the brake or the gas, you could feel it, you could hear it moving and feel it moving like something was popping or something. Well, up underneath it there, you see that pin? Those pins hold the fifth wheel to the fifth wheel adapter. And I had these pins in there, but they're too small for the hole. And you can see what happened is when they slid back, like before I had the capture plate, it was bending these pins because it was sliding back so hard this way it would pull up on the front of and bend these pins. So I put the right size pins in, I think, and then there's also an adjustment. I don't know if you can sit there. There's a nut right there to adjust the slack that's in the movement of that. So I adjust those and see what happens there. All right, just a pro tip for you guys. If you got a camper, you should know this already. I got my pipe hooked up. You want to have some water in your gray tank, and you want to empty your gray tank last. So we're going to pull the black tank, and the reason is you want to do that first is so next you do your gray tank, and your gray tank flushes the hose out. And so it flushes everything. It flushes all the black tank stuff out of the hose there. As that's draining, we can turn our water off. Brand new hose I bought at this camper place where I got this that adapter, not adapter, the hitch plate or whatever. And this hose is leaking around the fitting, not around the, no, it's not the O-ring, but around where it's made. So it's been leaking the whole time. Right there in that gold piece. So that's lovely. Alright, we got our black tank flushed. Now we're gonna pull our gray. Probably hear that and see it. We're almost ready. Air wire, you might stand. Now we get to lower these jacks. Pull this aftermarket jack, fix up. This is supposed to be the landing gear. I don't know what those go to. It's supposed to be the landing gear retract. It don't work. They were on the fly. Had to find something, so I rigged them up a little switch there. I think the time is at hand. All right, truck checked. Got the right truck. Hitch hooked up. Check. Jack's up. Got it. Locked. Secured. That's in there. Tires look good. That one's locked. That one's locked. Those stairs are up. Those jacks are retracted. Garage door closed. Which I didn't open it. Ladder's put away. Dookie pipe is up. Water pipe is up. Electricity is up. And probably want to lock this one right here. Check, 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 check. This is not closed. I'll check that here in a second. One last check I always like to do when I hook up a trailer is make sure that the trailer brakes are working. So I start rolling, I'll slam on trailer brakes and the truck stopped moving. So we're good on the trailer brakes. All right, it is 8:18. We hadn't quite made it out yet. I was hoping to leave by 7:30, but I did not sleep good at all last night. So here we go. Well, I've made it a couple hours down the road, a few hours down the road. I might be halfway. And there is definitely a perk of traveling with a camper with an onboard generator. And here is the perk. Yes, sir. About to make us some coffee. And then about to put some of this leftover pizza in the microwave from last night. I didn't open up the slide all the way because there's 18 others sitting next to me. I wouldn't hit it, but just trying to be courteous, I guess. Get our coffee going. About to turn the AC on. Might even take a nap. Well, I got my coffee. I got my pizza. Pizza's in my belly. The coffee's still in the cup. Had the generator running, which you can start it from in here, which is pretty cool. Had the AC running up there. Had the microwave running. And then the generator turned off after like 10 minutes. I haven't checked the fuel. I don't know if there's fuel in it. Turned it over just fine. Just not starting, so definitely something I want to check. 100%. 100% want to check and make sure that thing's running, because I'm sure we'll be needing it. Oh, got to pull the slide out back in. And this should be it. Oh, wrong way.